Identity 5 hunters are horrible to play against, or that is what you're probably thinking. I asked you all to vote on which Identity 5 hunters you hate most to play against. This is the top 5 list. At number 5 we have Breaking Wheel, a hunter that reigns supreme in tournaments upon its release. But why do people despise this hunter? Here's the reason.
You should have gone for the head.
The infamous snapping ability, yeah. When Breaking Wheel reaches full presence, they become an unstoppable force, making it nearly impossible to escape or rescue survivors. It's an absolute
nightmare.
However, fear not, as the game has evolved with the addition of Flywheel. This new ability allows survivors to dash forwards, granting them a precious invulnerability window during that dash. This can be a game changer when it comes to countering Breaking Wheel's spike explosion ability, or whatever it's called, I can never remember. Countering him can be quite simple, but it heavily depends on where you are on a map. Utilize windows to your advantage. If you can master the art of efficient window usage, you'll force Breaking Wheel, who unfortunately can't vault over windows in wheel form, to switch into his normal form and chase you on foot. This effectively reduces him to a mere base hitting hunter. But what happens if you find yourself in an area without any convenient windows or any tricky terrain to avoid him? Try employing a zigzag strategy and swiftly changing directions, and you'll make it very difficult for Breaking Wheel, as Breaking Wheel struggles with sharp turns and has difficulty keeping up with sudden movements. Now let's move on to number 4 on our list, Wax Artist. This hunter possesses a versatile toolkit that grants him a plethora of abilities, and all of them counter survivors and survivor kiting techniques. It's no wonder why many survivors feel helpless when facing him. Just like Breaking Wheel, when Wax Artist reaches full presence, rescuing against him becomes an arduous task, leaving players feeling utterly frustrated. To make matters worse, he is incredibly effective against survivors using Flywheel effect. How do you counter him? One effective strategy is to hug walls tightly. By looping around areas with high walls, you can make it incredibly challenging for Wax Artist to consistently hit you with his streams of wax. This tactic becomes even more potent when you have a few pallets to use. However, here's a crucial tip. Try to avoid dropping pallets when you're low on wax percentage. Why, you ask? Well, Wax Artists are cunning and will take advantage of your slow dropping animation to be able to fill you up with wax. Instead, try to drop the pallet when the hunter has put you at about 80 or 90% wax. This way, it will freeze you just as you drop the pallet, and the hunter will waste time breaking the pallet, and by then you'll be free of the wax to be able to stun or maybe dodge his normal attack. Let's delve into number 3 on my list, Nightwatch. One of the newest hunters in Identity 5. This hunter's entire ability kit revolves around shortening chases, making it incredibly challenging for survivors to kite him. Transitioning away from Nightwatch is a risky move, as you'll find yourself being pulled back towards the hunter with his vacuum ability. Even attempting an early transition before the hunter reaches you won't work, as Nightwatch can quickly just dash forwards and catch up to you in an instant. Pallets are Nightwatch's worst nightmare. The key to kiting Nightwatch effectively is to do tight circles around pallets and trying to bait them into swinging at them. Nightwatch has a lightning fast animation, making it nearly impossible to drop the pallet when they're in close range. To counter Nightwatch's wind ability, focus on kiting around tall walls and looping pallets. Stand behind the pallet as you go through them, or continue running around the wall, because Nightwatches usually swing early as their speed boost doesn't really last for very long and it diminishes over time, meaning they want to get that hit before they run out of speed boost. And as they know that survivors know they have the speed boost, they expect survivors to panic as they see them catching up by dropping that pallet, giving them a free hit. Moving on to the second place hunter, Naiad. You guys really hate going against her. Naiad is notorious for dominating the ban section in lower tier rank mode. Why do players dislike facing her? Well, it's because she counters both looping and transition kiting strategies that, as far as I know, are the only 2 strategies that exist. You can't rely on looping a specific area, as Naiad can swiftly submerge that whole entire area underwater, eliminating your safe zone. Also, transitioning between areas is challenging, as Naiad can catch up to you with her swimming form, for example. Sadly, countering Naiad requires keen observation and quick thinking. When Naiad throws her harpoon, pay close attention to its trajectory, as it's visible even through walls if you pay attention. Use this information to anticipate where she might go to submerge you. As soon as she throws that harpoon, transition away from Naiad and head towards the closest kiting area to that harpoon, that's outside of the water area, of course. This will force Naiad to recall her harpoon and re-attempt to put you underwater in a different location. This works especially well if you can make her lose line of sight. In first place, the most hated hunter, the dreaded Guard 26. The most hated hunter on this list. It's no wonder, as the sight of the floor being highlighted in red during a chase or the memory of failed rescue attempts can make one feel utterly powerless. How do you counter this explosive robotic camping machine? Guard 26 has got a major weakness, and that is his over-reliance on tight kiting. He simply can't handle the pressure of strong transition style kiting. First and foremost, maintaining distance is key. When you spot Guard 26 heading your direction, don't hesitate. Start running immediately. Utilize the power of strong pallets and windows to your advantage. Vault over obstacles and don't even think about staying in the same area for too long. And if you're rescuing against him, make sure you start to head towards that chair early to give you more time to rescue, and maybe you'll be able to find a break in those bombs to be able to go in and get that rescue. Try your best to force the Guard 26 to hit you with his weapon as early as possible and then rescue, as you'll be stuck in an animation and won't be able to drop more bombs. You can do this by emoting next to the chair or running directly up to it. Hermit was very close to being in the top 5, being 0.01 points behind Breaking Wheel in at 6th place. Watch this video here to learn about which survivors counter him.